Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review Episode 264. This I'm discussing the 1032nd episode of the anime of One Piece, which is called The Dawn of Wano Country. The all-out battle heats up. Yep, and of course the newest in the manga. Yep, unlike last. Now, I did hear the reason why it was delayed because apparently it wasn't ready yet. That's the reason why this chapter was delayed by a week. Yep. Now, simply put, this episode does cover from the manga, chapter 1012, almost the entire chapter, all but 2 pages. Actually, 3 pages. You thinking, really? All but 3? Yeah, so most of this chapter was that for this episode. That pages 2 through 7 and 11:15. Now, I'm going to talk about the first. There's like several different things going in this episode. Like, you have the stuff with Luffy, the stuff with Sanji and Zoro, Chopper, and a little bit with Momonosuke, and also with Nami and Usopp. Basically, a good chunk of the Straw Hats, with the exception of Jinbei, Robin, and Brook. These three are not featured in this episode, not even mentioned. Yeah, so basically in this episode, let's start with Luffy, because stuff with him does tie in a little bit with Momo, where you basically have Luffy just wailing on, just trying to beat up Kaido. He's not being fun, don't find somebody else. You had Hawk, Grizzly Magnum. The fight itself in the episode lasts for a good 2 minutes. And we also see in the episode, we see Momonosuke with Yamato and Shinobu. We do see that Momonosuke is reading his father's travel journal, which, by the way, in the manga, they actually translate this, and this is, of course, Viz Media's translation, where they actually have printed in English in the manga. In the anime, it's published in Japanese. Yep. And, of course, you have it where Yamato basically is, well. And by the way, it's we hear that moment, we can hear what's going on the roof. The subject are like several floors up below them. So Yamato goes to basically deal with her father, and Momonosuke tries to read his father. It's a hilarious bit which nobody tries to read too. That's completely meant for the anime. Yep. And okay, we do have a scene where we have. Oh yeah, there's one small scene before I talk about the Chopper one. There is a brief scene here with the samurai where they all spoke a different direction, and Kinemon goes deal with Kanjuro with Kinko. Kinko gets a flashback basically, when with Odin, and Cat Vapor is running through the hallway, and they're running to one of the Cat Musketeers, where he is informed about that the page on the guy who was responsible for his death is here, Pespro, and then you see him flying away. Yep, that's all you see of Cat Vapor this episode. There's a bit here where you have Sanji holding up Zoro wrapped up in a freaking cross. If you're curious, though, did the anime cut this explanation of what the heck happened here? Yeah, they're probably going to save for next week because it's a flashback. So, he's fighting a bunch of guys, and how the heck did he hit this? Well, he was shown escaping. And you have Nico taking on Black Maria, which that's not happening for quite some time. Yes, for some reason they don't get back to her for quite a while, because that's what she and Brook are. Jinbei, I'm not really sure exactly where the heck he is, because I don't really remember at this point in time where he's basically is at. So, and let's see. There's stuff with Chopper, where he's taking on Queen for quite a while, beat him up, and all of a sudden he's hit with a bunch of arrows. Boss Hiro was briefly seen this scene, where you see these pink arrows he's hit with, and who fired him? It's Pespro, it's Candy Fruit, and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna work together. And meanwhile, though, we finally also have we come back to basically in last week, where Big Mom had basically hit Page One, knocking him unconscious. And basically, you have it's where it looks like that Usopp is trying to go Uti and Big Mom fight each other, and of course, for some reason, Big Mom calls Nami a tramp. It's like, after I feel with her, you're next, tramp. and basically like it seems like that Uti like she hits uh, Tama's dog, kicks it, and of course she holds on to Uti's tail, and then Uti does something that makes Nami angry. Slices at her face, which they do show in the anime, the aftermath, because in the manga they didn't show us on the anime they do. And this makes Nami mad. And of course, first it makes Big Mama, you hit my friend. And Nami's like, you hit a child. You're going to get fried. And that's pretty much how the episode ends. Yeah, damn good episode. And it looks like next week we're going to focus a little more on Nami, Usopp, and Big Mom. And in case you're curious though, do they show anything for continuing the fight between Luffy and Kaido? The preview doesn't show it. It's mostly just Big Mom. It's mostly just Nami versus Uchi next episode. Though my guess is we're probably going to finish up chapter 1012 and 1013. It's interesting though the fact they did this, where like if you cut up the cover page, you have a 14 page chapter, and you adapt almost the entire chapter in one episode, all but 3 pages. You adapt roughly 11 pages. Yep. But damn good episode. Alright, next up is chapter 1059, The Matter of Koby. We have Germasiktics emotion occurs in volume 18, Caesar's hallucination gas. We have Oven and Big Mom's second line. It gives a K. Is it Conqueror? Kendra, I think his name is. Yes. Where they're basically fighting each other by accident. Okay, then we cut to scene where we open the chapter up where we have, believe it or not, Marco hitching a ride with, I think it's supposed to say it's a Sphinx, where he hitches a ride, I think it's with the Red Beard Pirates, and he flies off the Sphinx Island. Meanwhile, they were showing flashback of basically why Luffy decided to stay behind. And of course, she tells Luffy that she wants to become part of the crew, but I'll go part of the crew, call me. Yeah, I guess what you were sharing too. Take care of Tom, Momo, and the others. I will. Just remember that Momo's got a little bit of pride, Yamato. This is, of course, Zoro saying this, and then they go off. This is before the whole waterfall incident. And, of course, it flies off, like, yep. And then we cut straight to Amazon Lily. Yes, it has been quite some time since this has been seen in the manga. Like, okay, here's one for you. When was the last time this thing was seen? Like, Bo Hancock had not been seen at all, well, in the series for quite some time. Okay, this is probably... Okay, she briefly appeared in chapter... A last appearance was chapter 956. I'm like, damn, 103 chapters since the last appearance. And we see here a bandage up. She's like, at this point, just want to be married to Luffy. You mean at every point. Yep. And they're fighting off against, well, the Navy. And then all of a sudden, they send out a pacifista to fire on them. And then the Blackbeard Pirates show up. I'm like, really? The Blackbeard Pirates? What the heck do they want with Amazon Lily? That's a good question. Well, they're here for basically Bo Hancock's power. Yep. So they deal with the Navy. Of course, he smashed up using Whitebeard's power that he stole from him just after he died. Yeah, and of course, first you see Bo Hancock with a bandage on her head. Now she's getting no bandage. Like, what the heck? Well, says, this nonsense. I don't belong to anybody. I follow no man's orders. Here's hope, Koby. Let us handle, sister. Don't get foolish like Koby the hero. Don't do it, sister. Save us, Commodore Teach. Whoa, you kidding me? White hair, brown skin, black wings. Yeah, and it passes and proceeds to chop part of the Capitol in half. I'm like, what the heck? Yep. Blasted, they got to look at pacifista. What does this mean? Yeah, basically, Vegapunk built another pacifista. This was based upon a little girl. And you have Boa Hancock using slave air on Navy and the Black Bear pirates. Yeah, turning everybody to stone. And then we see the most shocking moment of this chapter. We see the big bad Blackbeard holding Boa Hancock by the throat, attempting to steal her power. Oh, they reveal her bounty. Her new bounty is, get this, 1.659 billion berries. And also, Blackbeard's bounty is 396 billion berries. Like, he's nullified powers. I guess the Pirate Empress was just how for show. And what do we do? Of course, Koby's no one not being frozen. Apparently, Hippo is also there too. Yeah, he apparently was turned to stone by Boa Hancock. I've been hoping to get your powers. This power is nothing without my beauty. Kill me and your followers may be petrified. The next wield of the fruit cannot undo the spell. And of course, Koby's like, Boa Hancock's tough. This was beyond imagine. And then reveal, oh, this isn't anywhere, isn't Koby the hero? You helped me out in the Rocky Port incident. Thanks to you, I was able to topple Wing Shi and make me the boss of Pirate Island. If I let this woman go, do you think you should have played nice, turn my men back? I need to turn my back over too. You won't believe how much trouble do that. You're lying. I let you go, and you turn us to Stone X at the end of it. I also aim at your spell. I guess the killer. No, don't. The human cost is too great. And then Silver Rayleigh shows up. Yes, Silver Rayleigh gets there. When in the heck did he get there? Don't know. He's like, as expected of a naval sage. But I'm bold enough. Not bold enough to change shape of the island. I'm sorry for getting here late, Boa Hancock. And of course, Dark King Rayleigh, and this I think is Hancock, say this. Hey you, Whitebeard's cabin boy. This is very mature of me. But I never liked you anyway. And of course, Yamko was like, what? It's Silver Rayleigh. What? Rayleigh? It was like shocked to see him. And he's like, undo the petrification, Hancock. I'll meditate the situation. Nobody needs to overstep their bounds. Just behave yourselves and leave quietly the island. And apparently everybody's left. And by the way, the island has still been sliced in half by the pacifista. I'm just going to thank you, Rayleigh. And then we see that apparently Shanky used to be the captain of the Kaiju Pirates. Yeah, a woman who I looked at apparently she's in her 60s. And she looks like this. Oh yeah, I also read that she is in fact Silver Rayleigh's wife. When the heck they got married, I don't know. So like, Coach Guard subsidy. Think what sea versus own paddle ships mean. The combat isn't safe for us as it was before. Navy siege, their new weapons, Blackbeard's arrival. I thought it was saving us. Quite frankly, a particular situation made it possible to save her. At my age, I could possibly have won if I was Navy Blackbeard. So thanks to news, Navy weapons are replaced with few warlords. Even by the end, we were to scratch those two. It was so strange because I could swear one of them looked identical to her sister as a child. Yes, apparently the pacifist based its appearance on Boa Hancock. Yes, so it's possible Boa Hancock's going to leave. And then we cut to a ship that's proceed to Egghead, dock the ship. As for the abducted Captain Koby, the hero of Rockport incident, has been kidnapped by the Black Bear pirates. Status unknown. Koby's been kidnapped? What? Okay. Interesting. I love the return of Boa Hancock. Her being threatened is quite interesting. Her being threatened like this is unusual. Pete threatened from all people, Blackbeard. Like, wow. Now, I'm sure that probably that of all men in the whole entire world of One Piece, I'm sure from Boba Hancock's perspective, Blackbeard, who's probably her number one most hated man in the whole world, given the fact he nearly strangled her. So she's probably apparently since the combo is no longer safe, she's gonna leave the island. Where are they gonna go? Of course, she wants to go marry Luffy. That's possible, but who knows? But the thing is, Luffy is far away where she is, unless of course they find a way to get there pretty quickly. I mean, the only way to get there pretty quickly is to contact the Revolution Army and get their hands on, uh, the bear, the tyrant, Bartholomew Kuma. He's the only one who probably could transport her directly to Luffy. Possibly, yes, because he's probably the only person who's been to every single part of One Piece, the World of One Piece, because it's been suggested he has. Because the guy's got no ship of his own. He's got no crew. He's probably one of two warlords. At the time, he was one of two warlords who never had a crew of their own. The other, of course, being Hawkeye Mihawk. Yeah, these two were the only two never to have an actual crew in the series. And now, of course, basically that, well, it's possible they could contact him. I mean, I'm sure Seb Rail probably has some contact with Dragon. He probably could basically arrange it. Who knows? But yeah, this definitely was a damn good chapter. But very interesting cliffhanger. But I'm curious though, why the heck would Vegapunk base a pacifista on Boa Hancock? Yeah, this is completely baffling. It's like this one has so many mysteries behind it. The pacifista, the kidnapping of Koby, and there is now a possibility we might see Boa Hancock reunite with Luffy. I'm looking forward to that because I really enjoyed their dynamic when they were basically together. Well, before they kind of separated. Last time I saw each other canon wise was in Return of Sabaody. Non-canon wise, it was actually in the Carbon King arc and One Piece Stampede, which I love that stuff. That was really good. Yep, but not much to say about this chapter. It's really good. I'm gonna give this chapter a 10 out of 10. It's just that damn good. Yep. So yeah, that's it. Particular review. Next up is going to be Comic Corner. That's on straight to, of all things, Baruto. Okay, next video. Bye.